Look, what if everything you've been praying for, working toward, and losing sleep over, is already moving in your direction right now? Not someday. Not eventually. Now. Especially if you've been feeling tired, doubting yourself, or quietly wondering, is it ever actually going to happen for me? This video was made for you. Most people spend their entire lives chasing what was always meant to find them. Today, that stops. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why your breakthrough isn't late, and why the universe is working on your behalf even when you can't see it. Stay with me. This changes everything. There is a language your soul speaks that your mind hasn't fully learned to translate yet. You feel it as restlessness, as longing, as that quiet but persistent voice saying more is possible. That feeling isn't weakness. That feeling isn't impatience. That feeling is a signal, a divine frequency broadcasting the coordinates of your next level. Napoleon Hill once wrote that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But before belief, before conception, there is desire. And desire is not accidental. Your desires were placed inside you with precision, like seeds planted in specific soil at a specific season. The law of attraction doesn't begin when you start a vision board or repeat affirmations. It begins the moment you become aware of what you truly want. That awareness is the first act of creation. Most people dismiss their deepest longings as fantasy. But the spiritually awakened understand that longing itself is evidence that what you desire already exists, waiting to collapse into your reality. Pay attention to what keeps coming back to you. Pay attention to the dreams that refuse to die no matter how many times life has tried to silence them. And listen, before this video ends, I'm going to give you a specific sign that proves you are closer to your breakthrough than you have ever been. But first, if what I'm saying is already resonating with you, go to the comments right now and type, "It's on its way." That simple act is your first step into alignment today. Here's what science and scripture agree on: the unseen world is not less real than the visible one. Hebrews 11 verse 1 says, "Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." That word, substance, is remarkable. Faith isn't wishful thinking. It is the actual material of your answered prayer existing in a dimension you haven't accessed yet. The manifestation power you carry is not about forcing reality. It's about aligning with what already is. Think about Wi-Fi. You cannot see it, touch it, or hold it. But it's absolutely present, absolutely active, and absolutely delivering information to every device tuned to the right frequency. Your life works exactly the same way. Your blessing is coming, transmitting right now on a frequency you're learning to receive. Everything is aligning on a level you can't always see. And today, we are going to tune your antenna together. Albert Einstein said, "Everything is energy and that's all there is to it." The thoughts you carry, the emotions you feel, the beliefs you hold, these are all forms of energy sending a signal into the field of creation. When your internal signal matches the frequency of your desired outcome, delivery becomes inevitable. This is energetic alignment, and it is available to every human being alive, including you, exactly where you are right now. Stop. Right now. What if the only thing standing between you and everything you want is the story you keep telling yourself about why it's not possible? let me be direct with you about something that may have been silently robbing your peace. Divine timing is not punishment. It is not God ignoring you. It is not the universe being indifferent to your pain. Divine timing is precision. It is the master architect ensuring that when your blessing arrives, you are ready to receive it, hold it, and multiply it. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1 says, "There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens." Every season, including this one you're in right now. Consider a fruit picked too early. It looks like what it's supposed to be. It has the shape of the promise. But it's bitter, it's hard, and it cannot nourish anyone. God is not in the business of giving you things before their time, not because He doesn't love you, but because He loves you too much to watch you struggle with blessings you weren't built to carry yet. Your blessing is coming ripe. It's coming complete. And it's coming with things attached that you didn't even know to ask for. Trust the process is not a passive phrase. It is not an invitation to sit still and do nothing. It is an invitation to keep building, keep growing, keep becoming, while releasing the desperate, white-knuckled grip of control. Think of every season of waiting you've survived. Look back now with honest eyes. Can you see how those delays were actually divine redirections protecting you from outcomes you couldn't fully see? Your waiting period is not wasted time. It is construction time. Listen carefully, the universe is working from a blueprint. And here's the truth that changes everything: you are the architect. Every thought you consistently think, every belief you unconsciously hold, these are instructions being submitted to the most sophisticated creative system in existence. Proverbs 23 verse 7 says, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." Not as a man wishes once. As a man thinketh, present tense, habitual, continuous. James Allen wrote that a man's mind may be likened to a garden, which may be intelligently cultivated or allowed to run wild. Most people let their mental garden fill with worry and doubt, then wonder why their life keeps producing weeds. The law of attraction is always working. The real question is, what are you attracting right now? Are your dominant thoughts building the life you want, or rehearsing the life you fear? Start monitoring your most frequent thoughts the way a business owner monitors cash flow. What are you thinking about your future? About your worth? Those thoughts are not just reflections of your current reality, they are creators of your next reality. Clean the blueprint. Elevate the design. Watch construction begin. Are you praying for a harvest while refusing to plant? Because the soil of your life is always ready. The only question is what you're putting in it. Your emotion is the current that carries your intention into manifestation. This is what most people miss entirely. You can think positive thoughts all day and still not shift your reality, because the universe doesn't respond primarily to your words. It responds to your feeling state. Neville Goddard said, "Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Not the appearance of it. The feeling of it." What would it genuinely feel like to have the relationship you've been praying for? Not to hope for it someday, to actually have it today? What would financial freedom feel like in your chest, in your shoulders, in the way you wake up in the morning? When you can access those feelings authentically, you are broadcasting a frequency so specific that the universe begins reorganizing circumstances to match it. This is how your blessing is coming stops being a hope and becomes a certainty. Psalm 37 verse 4 promises, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." Delight first. Joy first. Alignment first. Then the desires follow. Most people reverse this equation entirely. I'll be happy when I get what I want. But kingdom mathematics works differently. Gratitude, peace, and joy are not rewards for receiving your blessing. They are prerequisites for it. Start feeling the answered prayer before the evidence arrives. That is not denial. That is faith in motion. I want to tell you something I don't share often. There was a moment in my life when nothing was moving. Nothing. Every door I knocked on stayed closed. Every plan I made fell apart. I remember sitting quietly one night, genuinely asking myself, is this it? Is this as far as I go? And in that silence, something shifted. Not outside. Inside. A knowing arrived, quiet, steady, unmistakable, that said, keep going. 3 months later, everything changed. Not because I forced it. Because I finally stopped fighting the timing. Wayne Dyer wrote, "When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change." There are signs around you right now that you may be misreading entirely. That door that closed, it protected you from a room you didn't belong in. That relationship that ended, it cleared space for something real. That plan that collapsed, it forced a launch you never would have attempted from comfort. Trust the process doesn't mean pretending everything is fine. It means understanding that everything is functional, even when it doesn't feel fine. Here are real signs you are closer than you think. You feel a deep inner knowing that something is shifting, even without visible confirmation. You are naturally outgrowing old habits and environments without forcing it. People and opportunities are beginning to appear that feel aligned, not accidental. Your destiny is near, not because you've been perfect, but because you have been persistent. And persistence in alignment is the most powerful force in the natural and supernatural world. The breakthrough you've been waiting for is not waiting for perfect conditions. It's waiting for your permission. Give it. Here is the truth that transformed my entire understanding of this journey. Your blessing is not just a destination, it's a calibration. The version of you who receives what you've been asking for is not identical to the version asking for it right now. Growth is not an obstacle to your breakthrough. Growth is your breakthrough. John Maxwell said, "You cannot have $1 million dream with a minimum wage work ethic." But the deeper truth is this: you cannot sustain $1 million life with a minimum wage identity. How does the next version of you think? How does she walk into a room? How does he respond to setbacks? What does this version of you hold as non-negotiable? Because the universe is not waiting for you to get what you want. It is waiting for you to become who you need to be to keep what you want. Spiritual awakening is not just awareness of a higher power. It is awareness of your higher self, and the daily, deliberate decision to live from that place rather than your history. Romans 12 verse 2 says, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Transformation is a daily practice, not a one-time event. Every morning you wake up is an opportunity to show up as someone slightly more aligned with your destiny than yesterday. Not perfection. Not radical overnight revolution. Just a consistent, Intentional leaning toward the person your dream requires you to become. The law of attraction responds to who you are, not just what you want. Become the person. Receive the life. There is a moment that comes for every serious seeker where you must release the how while holding the what with everything you have. You hold the vision with absolute conviction. You release the timeline with absolute peace. This is not giving up. Giving up is releasing the vision. Letting go is releasing your attachment to the specific path. The universe is working on routes you haven't imagined yet, routes more elegant, more efficient, and more beautiful than the ones you plotted alone. Philippians 4 verses 6-7 says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds." The peace comes before the answer arrives. Peace is the receipt confirming your request was received. That inexplicable calm in the middle of an unsolved situation? That is not ignorance. That is confirmation. That is the universe saying, delivery is in progress. Napoleon Hill observed that most people fail not from lack of desire, but at the intersection of persistence and rigidity. They hold on too long to the wrong path, or release the right vision too soon. Manifestation power lives in the middle ground. Hold your intention like a compass, fixed and directional. Hold your method like an open hand, willing to receive, willing to pivot. Let go of the how. Watch the what arrive in ways that will astonish you. What you're about to receive has already been assigned to you. The only variable left is whether you believe it enough to keep showing up. I promised you at the beginning of this video that I would give you a sign. Here it is. The fact that you are still watching, right now, at this moment, is not coincidence. People who are not ready for their breakthrough don't finish videos like this. They click away. They get distracted. They convince themselves they already know everything. But you stayed. And that staying is itself a signal. Your soul recognized something here because your soul knows what your mind is still catching up to. Your season is shifting. Energetic alignment is happening in you right now, whether you feel it dramatically or quietly. The restlessness you've been carrying, that holy dissatisfaction with where you are, is not a flaw. It is fuel. It is the engine of your next chapter warming up. Destiny is near for the person who refuses to settle for a life smaller than the one they were designed for. And that is exactly who you are, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So here's your sign, stated plainly: you are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not too late, too broken, too far gone, or too ordinary for the extraordinary that is coming. Everything is aligning. It was always aligning. And the fact that you can feel it, even on the days it seems impossible, is the clearest evidence that your blessing is coming. Don't you dare stop now. Here is where everything expands beyond personal desire into something far greater. What your heart longs for is not just about you. The healing, the relationship, the business, the freedom, these carry inside them the capacity to impact lives you haven't met yet. Your breakthrough is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your assignment. Jeremiah 29 verse 11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." When you receive what you've been asking for, You become a living testimony. You become proof, visible, undeniable proof, to someone watching from a distance that breakthrough is real, that God is faithful, that persistence has a reward. You have no idea how many people are waiting not just for your blessing, but for the message your blessing carries. Your spiritual awakening was never meant to be private. It was meant to ripple. So receive it without apology. Receive it without guilt. Receive it knowing that the universe planted this longing inside you because the world needs what only you can deliver. Your blessing is not late. It is loaded. It is moving. And it is arriving exactly on time, ripe, complete, and carrying more than you dared to ask for. Your destiny is near. It was always near. And it was always yours. So let me leave you with this. You came into this video carrying something. A hope too fragile to say out loud. A dream that kept surviving every reason to let it die. A prayer you've prayed so many times you weren't sure anyone was still listening. Someone was listening. Someone still is. The law of attraction is not a theory. Divine timing is not a delay. Manifestation power is not reserved for the exceptional few. And the universe is working on your behalf right now, through channels you can't see, toward a conclusion that will make every moment of waiting feel like preparation rather than punishment. Everything you've endured was not wasted. It was curriculum. And you are ready for graduation. Your blessing is coming. Trust the process. Step into energetic alignment. Walk through your days with the quiet, unshakable confidence of someone who knows, not hopes, not wishes, but knows, that their destiny is near. Because it is. It always was. And what your heart longs for, it's already on its way.